Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about 10 things that you can declutter from your bedroom. And I feel like the bedroom is supposed to be this relaxing, peaceful place. It's the first thing that you see when you get up in the morning and the last thing you see when you go to bed at night. But I feel like way too often we have so many different things in our bedrooms that really keep it from being a place where we can really relax and unwind. And so today I want to share with you 10 things that you can declutter from your bedroom so that you can have that peaceful, relaxing, inspiring place that makes you want to spend time in your bedroom. I'm super excited to get into this, but before we do, hi, if we don't know each other yet, my name is Ashlynne, and I make videos twice a week on this channel about minimalism and intentional living. So if you haven't subscribed yet and that sounds interesting to you, definitely consider hitting that red subscribe button down below. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the first item that you can declutter from your bedroom, and that is a television. I feel like when you have a TV in your bedroom, it's way too easy to stay up at night watching just one more episodes. But I think that having screens in front of our eyes right before we go to bed at night is definitely not a good way to be able to unwind and relax in your space. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be watching TV, only that I don't think that that belongs in the bedroom. So if you have a TV in your bedroom, consider moving it to another room, or maybe even getting rid of it altogether. You'll be amazed at how much more sleep and rest you can get when you're not staying up late each night to watch just one more episode. And so getting rid of the TV is definitely a great first step you can take to decluttering your bedroom. The second thing that I would suggest decluttering would be large nightstands. And I feel like there's nothing that collects clutter more in our bedrooms than a large nightstand. Christopher and I used to have two pretty large nightstands which would hold just about anything and everything. But we actually switched to using these two small crates that really hold enough for just the essentials. The book we're reading currently, a lamp, and maybe a place to store a watch or jewelry. But by really reducing the size of your nightstand, or by getting rid of your nightstand altogether, you can get rid of one of the main sources of clutter in your bedroom. And going back to that idea of creating a calm, peaceful space, by not having this large piece of furniture hanging around in your bedroom, you'll be able to create an environment that is more inviting. Okay, this third one is chairs, and I feel like chairs in the bedroom are usually decorative because when you're in the bedroom, you're usually on the bed. And I feel like it's really difficult to have something like a chair in a bedroom because it really just ends up becoming a repository for things. Either clothes get piled on it, or books, or who knows what else. But I feel like chairs very rarely serve a functional purpose in your bedroom. And so if you have a decorative chair that tends to just pile up things, I would definitely consider decluttering that as well. Okay, this one is a little bit less tangible, but personally I find it really important, and it's to remove visible words and labels from your bedroom. Whether that's a poster you have hanging up, a bookshelf full of titles, when you have lots of words visible in your bedroom, it creates a distraction for what you're trying to focus on. So I'm not saying that you need to get rid of these in your house altogether. Personally, I'm a huge fan of books, but I do suggest moving those out of the bedroom so that you can create this environment that invites peace and tranquility. Now, along the lines of trying to create a restful space, another piece of advice I have is not to use loud colors in the decoration of your bedroom. And the reason I say this is that bright, popping colors are very vibrant, but they're also very jolting, and it can be difficult to fall asleep properly at night when you're, being faced with all of these vivid colors. And it can also be very jarring when you wake up in the morning if you're kind of assaulted by color the moment you wake up. By really trying to incorporate more neutral and natural colors that mimic nature into your bedroom, you'll be able to create a much more restful and peaceful environment that's going to make it a lot easier to spend time in your bedroom, whether that's late at night, early in the morning, or if you want to go in there and read a book sometime during the day. Okay, this next one is decorative pillows, and I feel like particularly on the bed, decorative pillows are much more of a nuisance than they are a help. I way too often go into houses and see like 5 different pillows just kind of like all piled up that are decorative. And what immediately comes to my mind is, wow, it must be a pain to take them all off of the bed at night and then put them all back on in the morning. I'm not necessarily saying you shouldn't have throw pillows if you actually use them. For example, for lumbar support, if you're trying to read a book from your bed. But if you've got a lot of decorative pillows that aren't being used, I would definitely suggest decluttering these, as really they're more of a nuisance than they are a help. And you can once again just simplify your space by doing so. Number 7 is extra linens. And I feel like in the American culture and Canadian culture for that matter, there's this temptation to have this like linen closet that is just chock full of linens, when in reality, we probably only use one set at a time. So what I suggest doing is go through and consider, how many sets of linen do I really need? Christopher and I try to keep one set of linen for every bed setup that we have. So we have the ability to sleep 6 people at our apartment, so we have 3 sets of linen. And really that's the way that I would suggest going about this, is really just consider what is the max number of people that I can host in my house and keep that much linen so that you can accommodate that many people. Keeping more than that, I don't really find necessary. So if those extra sheets are in good condition, consider donating them to a local thrift store or family in need. And if they're not in the greatest condition, consider donating them to a local animal shelter. Those extra linens can go a long way to help someone else out, and really they're probably not serving you much purpose. Okay, number 8 is to declutter clothing you can see. And this goes back to the idea of wanting to create a clean visual slate that's relaxing, that's calming, that's peaceful. So if you have a clothes hamper that's out and visible in your bedroom, I would consider moving it into a closet or somewhere that's out of sight. Likewise, if you have piles of clothes on the floor or a chair where clothes tend to get piled up, or really anywhere else where you have visible clothing just hanging out in your bedroom, I would suggest moving it to a closet or somewhere out of sight so that you can create an environment that's inviting and that you want to spend time in. Number 9 is large dressers. And I feel like the less big pieces of furniture that you can have in your room, the more peaceful and decluttered your space is going to look. So if you have a dresser that you're not using, or that you could maybe move the items from the dresser into a closet, I would suggest getting rid of your dresser and really just being able to free up the space in your bedroom in that way. I promise you, when you get rid of some of those larger pieces of furniture, you're going to be amazed at how much bigger your space feels, and it really just serves to get rid of unnecessary storage if you're going through and decluttering the rest of your life as well. Moving on to number 10, it's the last one I have for you before the bonus tip, but it's to declutter electronics. Removing electronics from your room can create a more peaceful environment, and it's going to make it so that you have a more intentional space. So whether that means you want to get rid of a tablet, a phone, an old phone, camera gear, or any other kind of electronic gadget that's just kind of hanging around your room, I highly suggest either removing that stuff from your room or getting rid of it altogether. I feel like when we allow electronics to creep into our bedroom, it removes our ability to focus, they keep us up late at night, and there are a lot of other just kind of harmful aspects to having electronics in our bedroom. And finally, the bonus tip, if you want to go super minimalist with it, is to declutter your bed frame. Now, Christopher and I did this a couple of years ago, and we had this large sleigh style bed frame that we decluttered and simply just put our mattress on the floor. And what we discovered in the process is that there are a lot of benefits to actually sleeping with simply a mattress on the floor. Like, you actually get reduced back and neck pain, and also since you're lower to the ground, you typically get the benefits of being able to sleep in an environment that's a little bit cooler than if you're sleeping on a raised bed. So those are a couple of benefits that we personally experience. I will say that there is sometimes a difficulty if you live in a very humid environment with the potential for mold or mildew underneath the bed. You can counteract that by simply airing it out occasionally. But honestly, Christopher and I have loved having our bed on the floor. It's peaceful, it's relaxing, it's calming, and in a way, it makes me feel a little bit closer to nature. Anyways, those are the 10 things that I feel like everyone can go ahead and declutter from their bedroom for a more peaceful, relaxing, and calming environment. And whether you're single or you have a partner, I feel like anyone can really reap the benefits of creating a relaxing space in their bedroom, a decluttered space, and one that really allows you to live more intentionally. Have you tried to create such a space in your own personal environment? Let me know in the comments below if you have, and what that decluttered space looks like for you. Also, if you guys enjoyed this video and you haven't subscribed already, I would absolutely love it if you would go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. I love you guys all so much though. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.